I'll call this meeting to order on Monday, December 21st, 2015, 4 days before Christmas, which will be Friday, right? So Merry Christmas, everybody. Tonight we've got Pastor Lee Delbridge of the Smyrna Christian Church at 910 Concord Road. We appreciate you being here. And Lee's going to give the invocation and also lead some pledge, but we've got some guys here from a Boy Scout troop. I'd like to ask them to come up, and y'all come up. You have to do what I say do. And y'all come up, and when we give the pledge, if you'll let them lead do the pledge. So with this time, would everyone please rise?
Father in heaven, we thank you for the privilege we have to be here. We ask that you give wisdom to these leaders of this city. Give them the wisdom to know what to do, and then give them the courage to do that. We thank you for all the blessings of life. We thank you for this season of the year. It is in the name of Jesus our Lord we pray. Amen.
Amen. You guys ready?
Scout salute. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Two.
Thank you very much. And you guys can stay right there while you're up there. Lee, thank you so much. Lee Delbridge is the pastor of the First Christian Church, or Smyrna Christian Church out next to Regent's Bike. It's a great church. We got some Boy Scouts here from Troop 11. Jim Cook's the Scout Master. Jim Sigerneck. I'm great with names. If it's not Smith or Jones. Addison McClellan. Casey Smiley. And I think they're here to accept the flag on behalf of Councilman Fennell. And they're going to retire it, I think. Okay?
It's an honor to have Scouts in the building. Thank you for what you do to continue to foster and grow the tradition of Scouting in America. This is a flag that's ready for its proper retirement. I know the Scouts are the best organization charged with doing that, and we thank you, and I hereby present to you, Troop 11, on behalf of the City Council, this flag for retirement.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
If you guys want to tell us what's going to happen to that flag, that might be good. I know this is unexpected, but that's what you get for showing up.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Council, thank you for allowing us to come and be a part of this ceremony. Troop 11 is honored to, so far in the past 2 years, we've done 2 flag retirement ceremonies in Smyrna, one at Nelms Masonic Lodge, and another one at Smyrna First United Methodist Church for to honor the veterans there. And we retire them in the fashion of Troop 11, which is a reading of our version of Old Glory, while veterans bring the flags up. They are unfurled. Scouts drape them over a fire pit, and they're disposed of properly in that regard.
Good deal.
We usually end up with more flags than we can possibly do for one ceremony. We also take them to summer camp, where they are retired there as well. But we look forward to doing even more flag retirement ceremonies around Smyrna.
Thank y'all very much.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all for coming tonight. Agenda changes. I don't know that we have any. I think the agenda stands as what's on there. Under the mayor's report, I just found out that this is Southeast Capital has a presentation. Should say to the city of Smyrna, but it says to Mayor Bacon. Who wants to explain that? Scott Cochran?
I'm happy to do that. I don't really know much other than the guys from Southeast Capital are here to, these are the guys that developed Smyrna Grove, and they're on the agenda to, I guess, talk to the city maybe.
Yep. You can come up this way, and for those that don't know, I can come down there if you want to. I don't know what this is. Yes, ma'am. Okay, Southeast Capital is the company that we, I guess, partnered with for the redevelopment of Hickory Lake Apartments. And they're building, you want to tell us how many homes in there?
Yes, we're doing in conjunction our home builder partners, Home South. Steve Palmer's here to my left, and Brian Ponders with Southeast Capital, our development manager. We're doing 194 single-family homes. Fortunate, we have 14 contracts. We've closed one, and we're having momentum. We've gotten literally 9 contracts in 4 weeks, the last 4 weeks, which is typically a bad time. So we're pretty pumped.
So you got something, I'll come down there and get whatever you
Yes,
got. I
sir.
have no clue what you've got.
I didn't have anything
I don't even
to do
think
with this.
Scott knew about it, to be honest.
I didn't know anything about this.
Somebody knew, though. So this is just thank you
Yep.
for allowing us into y'all's great city and working through a very difficult transaction to get put together because of just it was a very difficult
And it
to put
says,
together.
you want to read it?
Yes, basically Smyrna, Georgia, City of Smyrna, Mayor, Council, and staff. Congratulations on a successful transaction. Smyrna Grove, we closed September 18th, 2014. And the most important is trust and relationship. And I sincerely mean that. So
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. And these guys, y'all want to say something? Y'all want to go home?
No, it's fine.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, Mayor Vicky.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all
Appreciate
so
it.
much. Thank y'all. Y'all are dismissed. Thank you.
thank you. Appreciate it. Y'all Merry Christmas.
Thank you. You got to play that. Before we get into the regular portion of the agenda, I'm going to recognize Council Member Melanie Pritchett.
Thank you, Mayor. Really appreciate this. I'm going to read my story that I wanted to tell this evening. It won't be long. Good evening. I'm Melanie Pritchett, and it has been an honor to serve as Ward 1 City Councilwoman for the last 14 and a half years. I have truly enjoyed working with Smyrna citizens. I'm proud to have contributed to Smyrna's growth and development. We worked through the real estate recession and bounced back with a good financial reserve. This was a joint effort between the mayor, council, and our staff because none of us had raises for 4 years. Thus, we ended up with some reserve money left. I cannot name everyone, but I wanted to personally thank the following people. Ken Sudworth, Community Development, and his team. Every time we had a project or something that was proposed, Ken was very willing to help me with it and teach me a lot, so I really appreciate that. Plus, he also participated in the vision process. Jennifer Bennett, Community Relations, she was very upfront with the vision process and also dealing with the press and making sure that we knew what to say when we had questions. Terry Graham, our city clerk, Christy Ullman and Heather Korn in the administrative office, they've been fantastic. Chris Addix and his team on iPhones, iPads, iPods, iComputers, everything. I owe a lot to them, so at least I'll learn how to do all that. Ann Kirk with Keep Smyrna Beautiful and her team with all the awards that she has given and all the work that they do to make our place of residency absolutely beautiful, and everybody knows it. There are many others, and I thank each and every one who's helped me over those 14 years. Last but not least is the Smyrna Vision Plan, which is a citizen-driven process in defining the direction of the city for the next 10 years. I served as a chairperson on that. There's also a website, on our website, city website, smyrnavision.com. If you're not familiar with the vision plan and you want to go on and look at that, that would be great, and you can still join that process if you're interested. To all people who have contacted me since November the 3rd, I am in a great place and plan to stay involved in Smyrna. However, not for the next 30 days because I'm taking some time off. My family got me to agree that I would do that, so I'm going to do it. I feel reinvigorated and I'm looking forward to 2016. I wish you all a Merry Christmas, happy, healthy, and safe New Year. God bless.
We will begin item 4, land issue zonings and annexation. Item A is 2015-395, public hearing zoning request Z15-021, approval of a campus master plan for Whitfield Academy, 77.76 acres, land lot 538, 539, 542, 543, 610, 611, 1 Whitfield Drive, Whitfield Academy. Mr. Jones, the background, please.
Thank you, Mayor. This master plan submitted by Whitfield Academy is in conjunction with a special use permit, and the community development staff here is here for with some specifics on that. And this is done in concert with the next agenda item as well. So if they'll go ahead and introduce that one when they're done with the master plan discussion.
All right, this is under Mr. Ron Fennell's, he represents this district, I guess. I guess we need Ken. So, well, this is a public hearing. Is anyone here that wants to make any public comment either for or against this this approval of the campus master plan? Who's going to make the? You want to speak on this? Okay. Okay. You need to those that want to come. Those that want to make any comment on the master plan need to come up. It's okay. Come up and just you have to be sworn in. Mr. Cochran, anybody's going to make any comment at all, period, about this in relationship to the approval of the master plan? Okay, if y'all just have a seat right there, I guess we need to have, is Rusty going to make the presentation?
Yes.
Y'all sit on front row. You got great seats tonight. Okay.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This rezoning request went to Planning and Zoning Board on November 9th. They made a recommendation of approval by a vote of 7-0. This property is obviously Whitfield Academy. It's approximately 77 acres in size. They're working to also acquire another 18 acres to get the property up near to 100 acres total. It's located in Ward 7. It's off Buckner and Pebblebrook Road. And the property is zoned R15 and RAD. It has basically the applicant is requesting approval of a master plan. They have developed the plan, a new site layout for the school, and they've projected to be able to accommodate their growth that they're expecting in the next few years. Here's the proposed master plan. The first few fly-ins will highlight where the existing buildings are today on site. There's an upper school building that's 55,000 square feet, an existing middle school building that's 44,000 square feet, a school gym, which is 37,500 square feet, and a track and field and football stadium. Here are the proposed changes and additions to their campus. They're moving their existing softball and baseball fields and moving them from along Nickajack Creek and moving them all the way over to the west side of the property, and replacing those fields with soccer fields and lacrosse fields. That area is a floodplain, so there's no development that's going to occur in that area. In addition, they're adding a 40,000 square foot natatorium with a 50,000 square foot performing arts building. Those two buildings will be on either side of the existing gym. As we move west, they're adding a 60,000 square foot competition gym, and then with associated tennis courts. And as we move up to the main school area, there'll be a new 80,000 square foot lower school. That's your elementary school. And with that school will be its own cafeteria and dining hall. And the next building as you move to the north is the Learning Commons. That's a 60,000 square foot building. And then a 75,000 square foot classroom building. These are all new buildings. Some of them will replace existing modular classrooms, and that's what they're proposing at this time. These are the proposed building elevations. Some of these buildings are going to be 2- and 3-story buildings, but they'll have the same architectural feel, which matches the existing buildings on site. Community Development recommends approval of the requested special land use permit for the campus master plan. And with that approval, we're proposing certain conditions. The first condition being approval of the subject property for a special land use permit shall be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance with the site plan dated 12/11/2015. Number 2, the applicant shall be bound to the elevations submitted and dated 10/9/2015. Approval of any change of the elevations must be obtained from community development. Number 3, any lighting associated with night outdoor activities shall be established in such a way that adjacent properties and roadways are not adversely affected, and that no direct light is cast upon adjacent properties and roadways. Number 4, all utilities within the development shall be underground. Number 5, the applicant shall be responsible for any traffic improvements deemed necessary by the city or county during construction plan review. Number 6, no debris may be buried on any lot or common area. Number 7, the applicant will comply with the city's current tree ordinance. All required tree protection measures shall be adhered to by the developer during construction. Number 8, all landscape plans must be prepared, stamped, and signed by a Georgia registered landscape architect. Number 9, all yards and common areas are to be sodded and landscaped. And finally, number 10, the applicant will comply with the city's current tree ordinance. Zoning ordinance. With that, I'll answer any questions.
Okay, anybody have any questions concerning this? Okay. Rusty, we don't often do these.
No. And part of this was raised, I think about a year ago, we had to get approval for a modular building because it expanded the use of the school on site. So we sort of, asked them, if you're projecting to move forward and there's growth within the school, let's go ahead and accommodate that if you guys have a master plan and a vision for what the school is going to look like, and we can handle it with one motion as opposed to coming back and handling it piecemeal each time they want to make an update or an upgrade.
All right, any questions for Rusty? We had a couple people that wanted to speak. If you'd step forward, tell us who you are, where you live at, and any comments that you'd like to make.
Hello, I'm Joyce Howell, and my husband is Benny, and he's in the audience tonight as well. We live on Pebblebrook Road, right across the street from Whitfield Academy.
And that's in Mableton?
That's in Mableton, correct.
It didn't have the address here. Okay,
1450 Pebblebrook Road, Mableton is our address.
All right, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. In the 1800s, my great-grandfather actually owned the property that Whitfield Academy is currently on. He owned and farmed the land there. And then my grandfather, Tom Buckner, had a dairy farm on that property. My mother, Mary Buckner Moore, is 91 years old and still lives right there on Buckner Road. And then my husband and I built our house about 20 years ago on family property. And through the years, I've attended several neighborhood meetings about the development in our area. And we've been very successful in keeping nice homes. And, of course, all the subdivisions have led to additional traffic. And that's been a concern in our areas, all the traffic. Speed limit is 30 miles an hour on Pebblebrook Road. Unfortunately, most people are going well over 30. As my husband's out there trying to clean up the litter on the street, it's very dangerous. Whitfield Academy's been a very good neighbor of ours. The headmasters and the administrators have had meetings with us through the years, letting us know what's going on in the area. However, now the new development is directly across the street from our house, and so we are concerned. There's going to be a new entrance near our house, And my mother owns 1 acre right there. The little cutout is owned by my mother, Mary Buckner Moore. Anyway, we're just concerned on how that's going to affect our acre of land on that side of the road along by Whitfield, because I feel like they'll have to widen the road somehow to do a center turn lane and an access road. And it's really dangerous through there because of all the speeding. And I'm just wondering, is there any way we could consider a traffic light at the right now the entrance to the school is in the curve. It's nearly at the 4-way stop, and everybody's having to go slow anyway through there. So if they put the new entrance right there along that straightaway in front of our house, people are flying through there. And I just really, am worried about students and parents pulling out with no traffic light.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I want to ask Rusty a question. This sort of breaks. Well, let me, if you're finished with your comments, then I'll ask the other speaker. If you'll have a seat, then tell us who you are, where you live. And
Sure. My name's Kevin Bracher. I'm the headmaster of Whitfield Academy, and this is my 9th year working at Whitfield. And but I'm also a Smyrna resident. I live on Parkwood Oaks Drive in Vinings Estates in Smyrna, and have been in Vinings Estates for 9 years, and very thankful to be a resident of Smyrna. I've enjoyed it very much, and just kind of living and working and doing everything here in the Smyrna area, and it's been a fantastic community for us. Our school, our mission is that students would grow in a passion for learning, a passion for others ahead of themselves, and a passion for the living and active Jesus. And we've seen that happening in many great ways. Another great round of college acceptances. We even had one accepted to Harvard this year, and so we're just seeing great college acceptances, scholarships, and so on, but also having a great impact, we believe, on the community. So that's a little bit about the school. This master plan is to just accommodate the growth that we've seen in recent years at the school as a result of that mission. And one of the things that we want to do with this plan is part of the reason for that entrance that we're talking about is so that we can lengthen our carpool lines, get more traffic off the street in terms of on Pebblebrook and Buckner in earlier spot. Also, we did a traffic study. We can give you more information about that. I brought several folks with me in case there are questions. I have with me my Director of Facilities, Lou Nardi, also a longtime Smyrna resident. Tom Wood, who's going to help raise the money for all of this. He's a longtime Smyrna resident. He's my Director of Advancement, and also our design team is here, represented from Breed Love Land Planning, and a representative from Collins Cooper Carusi, if there are any questions. So we're glad to answer any of those.
Yeah, any questions? Okay. If you'll have a seat, Rusty, can you pull back up the layout of the proposed new campus?
All right.
I'm trying to figure out where the Howells live in relationship to.
On the lower left, Mr. Mayor, there's a block cut out. That's the, I think that's the area.
Is that y'all?
The cutout is my mother's acre, and then we've got 20 acres there. But Benny and I live right across from that cutout on Pebblebrook Road, and then my mother's on Buckner Road. So we own the land between Pebblebrook and Buckner Road.
Somebody's totally surrounded by the campus, aren't they? If that's the way I'm looking at it.
There's more.
Is that your mother?
Mm-hmm. My mother and my cousins. We've got like 40 acres on between Pebblebrook and Buckner Road.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 20 acres right there.
Yes, and then my cousins have 20 acres also. So there's
that little cutout.
That little cutout is only 1 acre due to a very strange, unusual land deal that my parents made with a developer that built Stony Brook and Valley Brook 50 years ago. They traded that 1 acre so that he'd have.
Is there a house there, or just?
No, it's just 1 acre of woods.
Okay. And you wanted a traffic light? Where?
Well, if there's just something to slow the people down. The yellow blinking lights don't seem to do much good.
Right.
Deer crossing signs don't seem to do much good. We've got a lot of deer that run through there a lot.
Right.
But I don't know.
You're just concerned about traffic and slowing it down.
Everybody's really, could you ask the police to do more traffic, sit in our driveway and give speeding tickets all day?
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. Mr. Fennell, this is your...
Thank you, and thank you, Ms. Howell, for raising that issue. It is a concern to all of us, parents of students at Whitfield and others, but the county, by virtue of it, portion of that being in the county is going to have to be our partner in having that conversation about traffic management, and we're certainly willing to do that with them to make sure that as the campus grows properly, that we have a proper response to how that traffic flow is going. We want it to be safe, first and foremost, obviously. Well, I think we've raised a couple of issues. I don't know if there are other members of council. Have we concluded the public hearing in our view, Mr. Mayor?
If there's no other comments of the folks that were sworn in.
Okay.
Don't we have to vote on this, though?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm about to do that. I just wanted to make sure.
Those are only two folks that asked to make any public comments.
Wanted to make sure none of our colleagues had additional questions. Thank you. Well, it is my privilege, having been for 4 years, having the privilege of representing the campus, but also having the privilege of being associated with several of the fine folks who are my neighbors and constituents, and this institution is a constituent of mine. I'm proud of both what they're doing in the community, how they're bringing our children to a point in coping in the world with a proper preparation. And for me personally, since I do have two of my children, both of my children are at the school, and my wife does what she can to help support. Mr. Wood has a limp now that he's got the burden on him. I'm sure he's going to be walking much with a tilt for a while, raising this enormous amount of funds, but I know he's up to the task. I'm proud of Whitfield Academy. I'm proud of this master plan. I think it's going to represent the next 50 years of the institution in terms of preparing our young folks for the world. It is with my pleasure then to recommend approval of item 2015-395, approval of a campus master plan for Whitfield Academy for the 77.76 acres in land lots 538, 39, 542, 543, 610, 611 at 1 Whitfield Drive, Whitfield Academy, Smyrna, Georgia.
Have a motion second by Ms. Pritchett to approve this master plan. I just want to make sure that we follow up and address some of Ms. Howell's concerns about the traffic.
Agreed.
I know that it might be jointly used between as a county and the city, but we need to at least address some of those concerns. The solution may not be a traffic light. It might be something else that we can do. Okay? All right, we got a motion second. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please vote. That's approved 7-0. Item 4B, 2015-417, approval of ordinance 2015-22, annexation request, 100% owners requesting annexation of all tracts of land lying and being in 539 17th District, 2nd Section, Cobb County, Georgia, a total of a 0.80 acre tract, parcel number 17053900530, 1259 Pebblebrook Road, Mableton, Georgia 30126, effective January 1, 2015. Mr. Jones, the background.
Thank you, Mayor. This parcel is immediately west of a parcel that was recently annexed for Whitfield Academy and is in concert with their master plan that they just submitted. In fact, it's incorporated into it. The documents are in order, and the staff is recommending approval.
Rusty, anything you need to show us? Mr. Ron Fennell.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this is less than an acre, just adding on to that section of the campus on the west side. And thereby 2015-417, I move approval of ordinance 2015-22, annexation request, 100% owners requesting annexation of all the tract of land lying and being in 539 17th District, 2nd Section, Cobb County, Georgia, a total of 0.80 acres parcel number 17053900530, 1259 Pebblebrook Road, Mableton, Georgia 30126, to be effective January 1, 2016, and annexed into Ward 7.
Second.
And motion second to annex this property and become a part of Ward 7, January 1st, 2016. Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please vote. That's approved 7-0.
Thank you, sir.
Item number 4C on the land use zones annexation, 2015-421, approval of subdivision plat for 2 residential lots in R15 zoning district 0.843 acres, land lot 525, 3420 Lee Street, Paramount Realty Group, LLC. Mr. Jones, a background, please.
Mayor, this is something that we don't see very often come before mayor and council. Usually when a parcel is being split, it's in conjunction with a rezoning. In this particular case, the zoning will remain the same, R15, and what will happen is after the land is split into 2 residential lots, you'll have 2 conforming lots with no change in zoning.
This is Mr. Wade Lineker's district. I don't know if we need any other. Rusty, you got a present? You got anything, Mr. Wade Lineker?
Thank you, Your Honor. Did you ask if anybody wanted to speak?
Doesn't say public hearing.
Okay. Are the applicants here by any chance? I don't see them. It's, as it was explained, it's a lot on Lee Street in Forest Hills that is proposed to be subdivided into 2 lots. Will not require zoning change because the property is currently zoned R15, and both lots, if it's split, will exceed the R15 requirements in terms of area. So it's really more of a procedural issue. It's not a rezoning. I did notify the president of the Forest Hills Preservation Group last week, made her aware of that. I've not heard any comments or feedback from that, and so I see no reason not to move forward. Therefore, I move approval of item 2015-421, approval of the subdivision plat for 2 residential lots within the R15 zoning district, total of 0.843 acres, located in land lot 525. Address is 3420 Lee Street, with Paramount Realty Group, LLC, as the applicant. That's the motion. Move approval.
Motion by Mr. Lineker, seconded by Mr. Wells, to approve this subdivision plat to 2 residential lots. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please vote. That's approved 6. Mr. Fennell has left the building. Y'all don't see him. Okay. That's approved 6-0. 5 is previous licenses. A, 2015-404, public hearing. Previous licenses request 2015-404, beer wine liquor pouring, 821 Concord Road, Ramirez and Sons, LLC, doing DBA as Marciscas Las something, with James S. Ramirez as the agent. Mr. Jones. Name the name, but you give the background and tell us what the name of the restaurant is.
Let's see. I'll take a stab at it. Mariscos La Isleta. How'd I get?
Right.
Mr. Ramirez will be the registered agent responsible for the sale of alcohol at the reference location. He has been given a copy of our alcoholic beverage license and has attended a mandatory awareness workshop. Background investigation that was conducted by the Smyrna Police Department failed to reveal any information that would preclude the issuance of this license, and the paperwork appears to be in order.
The applicant is, I guess, here. This is a public hearing. Is anyone here that's in opposition to or that would like to make any public comment concerning the issuance of this previous license for beer, wine, and liquor pouring at 821 Concord Road? Let the record show there is none. This is in Miss Anulowich's District, Ms. Nulowich.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Ramirez, would you like to tell us a little bit about the restaurant Mariscos Las Islitas?
Yes. We have been in business for about 30 years, and it's seafood, Mexican seafood. And we're really excited to be able to bring that great food to the city of Smyrna. and we're hoping to get the license because people sometimes want to enjoy their food with a drink, and
Sometimes a margarita goes well with
exactly
with seafood.
Yes, and like I said, we've been in business for over 30 years. I used to live here in Norcross, Gwinnett County, and I've had the beer license, and I had no problems. Right now I'm in Chicago, but I'm coming back here to Smyrna, and I just really excited to come back to Georgia.
Well, welcome back to Georgia, and welcome back to Smyrna. How you said you've been in business for 30 years. Where was the previous location, or is this an additional location?
Yeah, well, right now we started in California, and right now I was in one in Chicago, so my dad is gonna take over that one, and I'm gonna come over here.
I look forward to trying it out. Now, and you're familiar with you've done all of the paperwork and all of your due diligence. You know that we do stings periodically, and it's something that this enforcement is something that we take very seriously.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
there are strong repercussions to violating our laws here in Smyrna.
I understand.
With regards, especially to the sale of alcohol to minors, it can be a big blow to a restaurant to violate that. And so,
We don't want that.
no, definitely not. Do you have any other questions for us?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Terry, I've got, and you may not know, as well as I can remember, the last time that location was open, it was a Po Folks, or it was maybe a Folks restaurant. Do you know? I guess it's vacant for about 8 to 10 years.
I think it was. Well, I thought it was
Has it
5
been
years.
Latino restaurant? Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Jaime Ramirez, Dad. My name is Jaime Ramirez also. And like he was saying, we've been in business like for over almost 30 years, almost 30 years. We started in California. We actually have a business in Chicago and one in Norcross running already. And we do know all the paperwork and all the risks that we take by having the license. But like I said, this is a 100% family restaurant. This is not I understand what you were saying about the place. I'm familiar with the old place.
Right. I just didn't know if it had been open since.
Yeah.
It's been closed. We're happy that somebody's going in there, and we're excited about it.
Actually, I came to Georgia from California in 2005. And I started my business here, but then the economy dropped down, and so I ran away. So I had to run somewhere else, and for success. And I mean, and in Chicago I did good, but I always wanted to come to Georgia. I like Georgia.
Right.
And back then, when I got here in Georgia, I bought several houses, about 2 in Norcross and about 1 here in Marietta.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about
coming back,
doing business here in Georgia, but back then I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So now we came back, and I mean we're happy to be here, and like I said, I understand all the risks. I'm helping my son; he's my oldest one, and like I said, this is a family-owned restaurant business, and I love what I do, and
I think you're going to be fine.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see family-owned businesses being able to thrive and succeed here in Smyrna, and I'm really glad that y'all chose to return here.
Thank you very much.
Mrs. Sinowich.
Yes, at this time I do move to approve item 5A. It's 2015-404. This is the public hearing for the privilege license request for privilege license request 2015-404 for beer, wine, and liquor pouring. It's 821 Concord Road, Ramirez and Sons, LLC, doing business as Mariscos Las Islitas with Jaime S. Ramirez as agent.
A motion is second to approve this privilege license request. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please vote. That's approved 7-0. Thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
For Christmas and Happy New Year's.
And when do y'all open?
We wanna open
Tonight?
We're waiting for the licenses. I'm
You're
ready.
waiting for, okay.
I'm ready. So
Okay.
maybe
So soon.
First week or second week of January will be open.
And this is located, if you're going out Concord Road heading west, it's on the right-hand side before you get the traffic light.
That's the one.
Yep.
That's the one. And
A little congestion there from time to time.
I'm sad that I didn't bring a menu that you guys can look at it. I mean, it's really, really, really nice menu, and it's nothing that they have
It'll be
here.
different.
So it's something different, and I
Good
know
deal.
you guys are gonna like it once you go
Good.
in.
And that's what I tell you. We have several new restaurants coming in. Several restaurants that have that have been here for a long time. A lot of family-owned restaurants, and without exception, everyone says the more the merrier.
Yep. You're gonna be fine. Good luck. Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. That's what they're saying.
Feliz Navidad, yeah. I don't really know how it goes here, but I mean, I want to do the grand opening. I don't know if.
We'd love to be there.
Yeah, Mr. Fennell is in charge of the grand openings.
So you can tell me who I need to talk to.
Mr. Fennell. No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so I just.
Yeah, he's the. No, you can.
I want to invite all of you guys
Yeah.
to come and try it out.
Thank y'all very much.
I want you guys to be the judge. And
Part of it.
Around Christmas break, I might bring the kids in this week.
There you go. Thank
The
y'all.
menu looks very good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is really good.
Thank y'all very much. Yep. Item 6 is. Thank y'all. Thank you very much. Item 6 is formal business A 2015-416 final FY15 budget amendment. Mr. Jones, you please give the background on that?
Yes, sir. At the conclusion of each fiscal year, there is an audit conducted on our finances. That audit has since been completed, and as a result of that audit, there's some amendments that need to be made to the budget. These budget amendments are used to more accurately reflect the revenues and expenditure transactions during a budget year. This is for fiscal year 15, which ended on June 30th of 2015. And at the result, after these budget amendments are made, we'll prepare a CAF, or a comprehensive annual financial report, which will go to the Georgia State Department of Audits by year-end, December 31st. Kristen Robinson, our finance director, has done an excellent job working with our auditors and compiling these budget amendments. I know we discussed at length a week ago at the Committee of the Whole meeting, but if you have specific questions, myself or finance director Kristen Robinson would be happy to entertain them.
All right. This is Terry Nutowich on her district and purview as chairman of the Finance Administration.
Yes, and we generally do one of these every year just to get everything. So I'm just scrolling through the document just to get everything summed up and ready to go. And at this time, I would like to go ahead and move to approve this item 6A, the final fiscal year 2015 budget amendment.
Second.
Motion second to approve these budget amendments. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please vote. It's approved 7-0. Item 6B under formal business, approval to upgrade at one part-time lifeguard position to full-time status to become effective January 1st, 2016. Mr. Jones, the background, please.
Mayor, we currently have 2 full-time positions and 2 part-time positions at this facility, and the comments that I've been receiving from those in charge of the scheduling indicate that multiple part-time positions are becoming cumbersome to try to accommodate the individual schedules or the nuances in those schedules. So the proposal was to convert the 2 existing part-time positions and make one full-time position. This is within the current budget. The remaining budget for FY16 is $20,746, and the staffing change is estimated to cost $19,206. So this is a no-cost impact to the budget, but it requires consent of the mayor and council since we are reducing the number of total positions at that facility.
It's under Ms. Susan Wilkerson, who chairs the Parks and Recreation. Ms. Wilkerson.
Thank you. Appreciate it. If there's anyone here that would like to speak about it, but
this is not a public hearing.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Well, at this time, I'd like to move to approve item 6B 2015-419, approval to upgrade one part-time lifeguard position to full-time status to become effective January 1st, 2016.
We have a motion. Seconded by Mr. Fennell. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please vote. 7-0. This approved 7-0. Thank you very much. Item 6C, formal business, 2015-441. Authorize the acquisition of real property by all lawful means for improvements to Spring Road. The property is situated adjacent to the existing right-of-way and within an area stretching from its intersections with Cobb Parkway to its intersections with Bell Drive. This authorization includes adopting a resolution and declaration of taking from the following parcels and authorizing the mayor to execute such documents and all other documents incidents to these acquisitions. 2814 Spring Road is parcel number 1, 2520 Spring Road, parcel 3, 2550 Spring Road, parcel 4A, 2550 Spring Road, parcel 4B, 2543 Spring Road, parcel number 5, 8 Cumberland Way, parcel 6, 2590 Spring Road, parcel 9, 2528 Spring Road, parcel 10, 2654 Spring Road, parcel 14, 2855 Spring Hill Parkway, parcel 16, 2697 Spring Road, parcel number 17, 2810 Spring Road, parcel 18. Mr. Jones, any additional background on this?
Sir, all I would add is a total of 12 parcels, and these are in support of the SPLOS project associated with the road improvements to Spring Road that is scheduled to begin in the next few weeks, and that this resolution and declaration of taking will be necessary to complete the acquisition of those parcels. Our engineer on that project, Core Engineering, I think has done an excellent job negotiating the closing of those parcels needed, and of the near 40 parcels, we're down to these 12.
This is under Ms. Terry Nolowich. She's Chairman of Finance and Administration. Ms. Nolowich.
Yes, this is actually going to be a great project. It will require a little bit of patience of everyone involved, but I think once we are done, it is complete, it's going to be well worth it to get this work done on Spring Road. So at this time, I would like to move to approve item 6C, 2015-441, to authorize the acquisition of real property by all lawful means for improvements to Spring Road. The property is situated adjacent to the existing right-of-way and within an area stretching from its intersection with Cobb Parkway to its intersection with Bell Drive. This authorization includes adopting a resolution and declaration of taking for the following parcels and authorizing the mayor to execute such documents and all other documents incident to these acquisitions. 2482 Spring Road, parcel number 1, 2520 Spring Road, parcel 3, 2550 Spring Road, parcel 4A, 2550 Spring Road, parcel 4B, 2543 Spring Road, parcel number 5, 8 Cumberland Way, parcel 6, 2590 Spring Road, parcel 9, 2585 Spring Road, parcel 10, 2654 Spring Road, parcel 14, 2855 Spring Hill Parkway, parcel 16, 2697 Spring Road, parcel number 17, 2810 Spring Road, parcel 18.
Have a motion and a second.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
By virtue of my having a client interest in one of the parcels in question, I hereby recuse myself from this vote.
Does Ms. Fennell need to leave the room while we vote? No. Okay. All right. I have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please vote. So that's approved 6-0, and Mr. Fenner recuses himself from the vote. Item 6D, under formal business 2015-442, approval of a quitclaim deed from the City of Smyrna to Halpern Enterprises, Inc. for the property on the south side of Spring Road between the required right-of-way of Spring Road and the existing boundary of property owned by Halpern Enterprise, Inc., and authorize the mayor to execute such deed. Mr. Jones, the background, please.
Mayor, the city attorney, Scott Cochran, talked to us about this a week ago. This is a small sliver of land that is adjacent to Spring Road. The city of Smyrna claims to have no title or interest in that property, and this quitclaim deed relinquishes any and all interest that Smyrna has. That property has been checked, and we do not have any need for the property or for present or future right-of-way. The property is in question is a steep downward slope from the edge of the existing Spring right-of-way, and we will be executing a quitclaim deed in favor of Halpern and divest our interest.
This is Miss Terry Anulowicz. It's in her district.
Yes, it is. And at this time, this is in the city administrator, Mike Jones, pretty much summed everything up that this is. This is just helps everything keep moving along with the Jonquil project. But at this time, I do want to move to approve item 6D. It is 2015-442. This is to approve the quitclaim deed from the City of Smyrna to Halpern Enterprises Incorporated for the property on the south side of Spring Road between the required right-of-way of Spring Road and the existing boundary of property owned by Halpern Enterprises Incorporated, and to authorize the mayor to execute such deed.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve this quitclaim deed. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please vote. Approved 7-0. Item E, under formal business, RES 2015-015, approval of zip code resolution to change the zip code in the Ward 7 district to be Smyrna addresses. I'll turn this right over to Mr. Ron Fennell, who represents that district and is the one who comes forward with the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My predecessor, Councilman Pete Wood, may rest in peace, had tackled this for a number of years. I've picked up the responsibility, and as a resident of the impacted area, I've crafted a resolution in keeping with the same sentiment that the previous council had, and I wanted this council to also weigh in on it. And so the resolution reads, a resolution of the Smyrna City Council, whereas the city of Smyrna has been recognized as one of the fastest growing cities in Georgia for decades, growing from a population of just 2,005 in 1950 to 10,157 in 1960 to 19,157 in 1970 to 20,312 in 1980 to 32,453 in 1990 to 40,919 in 2000 to 51,271 in 2010, and continuing to grow at an accelerated pace. And whereas the many areas annexed into the city over the past 60 years have added greatly to the city's housing, infrastructure investment, commerce, tax base, and therefore quality of life, and whereas the residents and businesses who have chosen to join the city through either incorporation or development have brought enormous talent, vibrancy, creativity, and personal investment into the city of Smyrna, bolstering its image and brand as a desirable place to live, work, play, and conduct business. And whereas the property investments made by some homeowners and businesses in Smyrna city limits who pay Smyrna taxes and receive government services from the city remain in the United States Postal Service's Mableton 30126 service delivery area, which covers a sprawling area of southern Cobb County, including the area once known as the City of Mableton, which was dissolved in 1916, and whereas these residents and businesses are truly Smyrnans and wish to proudly reflect that fact in their mailing addresses, and whereas an overwhelming majority of the impacted parties have expressed strong support for obtaining a Smyrna zip code, and whereas there is ample evidence of the U.S. Postal Service's ability and willingness to offer alternatives for compelling cases such as changing demographics like that evidenced here in the city of Smyrna, and whereas the Smyrna City Council postal designation should be an easy transition and would provide a more reflective reality for Smyrna residents and businesses. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and members of the Smyrna City Council strongly support efforts to change the 30126 zip code for postal patrons within the city limits of Smyrna, Georgia, and urge the United States Postal Service to allow these resident Smyrna taxpayers to be provided with a Smyrna zip code without delay, adopted the 21st day of December, 2015.
Second.
A motion is second to approve this resolution. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please vote. It's approved 7-0. Item 7 is commercial building permits. We have none. Item 8 is consent agenda. Mr. Jones, will you please read the consent agenda for council's approval?
Yes, sir. There are 2 items under the consent agenda. Item 1 is approval of the December 7th, 2015 Mayor and Council meeting minutes. And item number 2 is approval of a renewal for Georgia Municipal Association 2016 workers' compensation insurance coverage and administration, and authorizing the mayor to sign the related documents.
Your Honor, I move approval of the consent agenda.
Motion is second. All those in favor of the motion, please vote. It's approved 7-0. Committee reports. We'll start with Ms. Melanie Pritchett tonight. Ms. Pritchett.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I really appreciate that. I just want to say once again, the 14 and a half years that I have served on council and represented the city of Smyrna with all citizens, including Ward 1, my specific designation, I can honestly say that I have always voted for what I thought was right for the city, the best thing to do, whether it was in my ward or in someplace else in Smyrna. And we have fantastic projects coming out of the ground and different things that are happening, and I'm really excited about that. Spring Road is underway, and as Carrie alluded to earlier, we're going to need some patience, but as I understand it from Scott Stokes, they won't start work till 9 o'clock in the morning, and I think they have to be finished around 4 in the afternoon before all the traffic. So anytime you're doing anything, even if it's in your personal home, you've got to tear it up to make it better. So, and I appreciate everybody that I have worked with and all the citizens for your support and the council. And with that, Mr. Mayor, I yield.
Ms. Andrea Bluestein.
I really don't have that much to say this evening, except that I hope each of you have a very happy holiday season, and this weather is proving to be very, very interesting. I don't think I've experienced a 70-degree Christmas in a long time, unless I was in Florida. I do want to mention, 2 of our council members we will not have with us the next term, Miss Melanie Pritchard and Mr. Wade Lenica. It has been very interesting, and I hope they appreciate how much we have enjoyed working with them these last 4 years. Each of them has spent a great deal of time in service to Smyrna, and I hope that whatever they choose to do next, they have as much fun with. With that, I yield.
Ms. Terry Nolowich.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to comment quickly on what a pleasure it's been to work with Melanie and to learn from her. And I hope that everyone recognizes that the work that she did for the Smyrna Vision process truly is going to be one of her most lasting legacies here in the city. I hope she continues to stay involved as a citizen, not for the next 30 days, but hopefully she will continue to participate in that process, because it has been a delight and a joy to see how that has unfolded with the citizens here in Smyrna. And I also want to thank Wade for everything that I was able to learn from him the past 8 years that I've served on the council with him. He gives every issue such a tremendous amount of thought and consideration, and we've been very fortunate to have someone here on this city council who treats and approaches everything that comes to the city council with such gravity, and also with practicality, and he'll be missed. And it's going to be interesting to see what he does next in this next phase in his life, because I'm guessing he'll probably stay involved. And I hope that everyone has a wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year. I look forward to getting back to work here in 2016. And with that, I yield.
Mr. Corky Welch.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd also like to express my appreciation to Melanie and Wade both. As Andrea said, it's been interesting, but we've both been on opposite sides on occasion, but I love a good debate. So, I've learned something from both of them. Both of them have provided great guidance to the city over the years. We're losing, I may be wrong about my number, but I believe 40 years of institutional knowledge at the end of this term. And to both of them, I express my appreciation. Thank you. And if there's anything I can do for either of you, please call. Thank you.
Ms. Susan Wilkerson.
Well, I'd also like to thank both Melanie and Wade for their many years of service. Melanie, I believe, 14, and Wade, 28. It's been an honor and to serve alongside with both of them and to learn from them. And I just want to thank them for their service and wish them luck in their future. And also, I want to wish everyone happy Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays and Happy New Year. And with that, I yield.
Mr. Wade Lineker.
Thank you, Your Honor. I want to thank the people of Smyrna for allowing me to serve them in elected office. It's been a privilege and an honor to represent them, and I've tried to do the very best I can in every situation I confronted. I want to thank the council members and the staff who helped me along the way, a lot of former council members who taught me and helped me, and certainly I got a lot of guidance and help and assistance from every member of staff. Elected services is a wonderful thing. The important thing is to keep the focus on service. It's not about me, it's not about my agenda, it's about serving the community, and I've enjoyed doing that. To all the citizens of Smyrna, I wish you Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, best wishes for the holiday season. Stay safe, be well, and best wishes.
Mr. Ron Fennell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My public safety report is going to be brief. As this council term comes to an end, the mayor has the privilege of appointing new committees at the beginning of the year. So I will just say that it has been a true privilege these 4 years chairing public safety. I don't know what's going forward, but it has been a true privilege working with the men and women of our police and fire, emergency management, and our whole public safety team. They're a great asset to this city who do a fabulous job every day. I want to thank them for what they do. As the weather does get cold, and Andrea, it will get cold soon, we need to keep cognizant of the fact that there are family members, their pets, and there are others who will need our guidance and help, and the police and fire are on the watch for people who may need assistance. So feel free to call them if you see a situation where somebody may need heating assistance or something of that nature where they may need help during these holidays as the weather turns. When we came in, the four of us who were just ending our first term on council, I think we lost well over 50 years of experience from that previous council. And this one, according to my calculation, it's 42 and a half years of dedicated service to the city. We're going to miss both of you, the personalities that you are, the people that you are, and the hearts and the time that you've contributed in your work on planning and zoning or in other activities in the community, and obviously your service here on council has made us better. And the city of Smyrna is better because of your leadership, both of you. And I am privileged to say that I served with you, and I hope that the citizens of Smyrna give you another opportunity to serve, should you choose, in another capacity, somewhere here in the city, even if it's in your neighborhood or in the Keep Smyrna Beautiful program like we started in, a lot of us. It is indeed an honor to call these two friends. Thank you both for your service, and thank you for what I've learned from both of you. I'm grateful for that. For all Smyrnans, happy holidays. I hope the Hanukkah season has been great. Merry Christmas, and please drive safely. If not, designate a driver. Merry Christmas.
Mr. Mike Jones.
I yield.
Mr. Scott Cochran.
Yeah, let me just say what a lot of the other people have already said about Wade and Melanie leaving. I'll just say, as one of the staff members here, kind of for a long time, that I'm going to miss both of you guys, and I really appreciate being on the same team as y'all. I'm kind of thinking back today about all the things that have been accomplished in Smyrna with both of you guys in your respective roles. And I've told friends of mine, other lawyers that represent other governments, that the main difference between Smyrna and the other places is that we get things done here. That there's not always agreement, but usually the agreement or the disagreement is in private or behind closed doors, and it gets worked out, and when we get out to the meetings, we get things done. And that's the way the downtown was built. That's the way Bronner was done. It's the way Belmont was done. We had Smyrna Grove here tonight. It's the way it was done. There's a whole lot of things in Smyrna that have happened because the progressive government here has been, though people have difference of opinions and strong opinions and smart people, you guys have worked together to do things. And so Wade and Melanie both, I've enjoyed the time that I've spent being on your team, and I wish you both the best.
Mr. Terry Graham.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'd like to say also that Melanie and Wade, I will truly miss both of you. At being on council, the what I was able to learn from you, the support that you've given me, and I've been here for a short time, but I've really learned a lot from both of you, and you'll truly be missed. Thank you.
Item 10 is show cause hearing. We do not have anything set up for that. Got two folks that have signed up for citizens input. Tony Walker, 153 Westchester Drive. Recognition of Wade Lineker.
Thank you, Mayor. I had some notes that I'd compiled today to talk to all of you about concerning Wade Lineker and praising him for being such an outstanding councilman, a leader, someone that I work with on his quest for mayor and so forth. But what struck me as I was listening to each of the council members talk about how they appreciated what he did, or at least acknowledged that sometimes there were differences and sometimes they were in agreement with him, and that he was always dutifully going after the right things and being as proactive as good. The only person that has not said anything is the mayor. And unless he does after I finish here, I'm just overwhelmed that everybody here has said something nice about him. But in the Marietta Daily Journal, there was an article where the mayor just plain out said some bad things or ugly things about him right after the election. And so I think as a leader it would be helpful to have him acknowledge, and y'all have known each other longer than I've known each other, over 30 years, for the service of both council people that have been here in servicing. And my last comment on that would be is that as Wade leaves, the first thing that came to my mind when I knew that he was going to do this was I felt like he was the conscience of this city government. He was the one that looked at these expenditures that we made, sometimes wrong, sometimes right, at least in the eyes of the citizens, and he tried to do the best he could for the citizens, and particularly Ward 7. I hope that someone who comes into the city council will take over the mantle of being the conscience of this city government and continue the good work that he has done.
Okay, that concludes, I'm sorry, Joyce Howell, but I think she was 1450 Pebblebrook. I believe she spoke concerning the Whitfield Academy, so she's not here. That concludes our portion of the citizens' input. I always get the last comment. And to be honest with you, had saved my comments for the last meeting that these people will attend, which will be January the 4th. So, you can be upset with me for not saying something tonight, but, I'll say something at the appropriate time. So, okay. Thank you very much. If there's no other business to be brought before this body, I declare this meeting adjourned at 8:40. Let's see. Terry, y'all got to always make sure you got the